which team should be making a call to the Giants about Saquon Barkley?
I think it's the Ravens. Like, if the Giants are going to move on, I think back to last year when the 49ers got Christian McCaffrey and it changed that offense. Right now, we know how good the Ravens are. We know how talented Lamar Jackson is. You might be surprised to know that their zone read is the worst that it's ever been. It's still really good, but it's the worst that it's been under Lamar Jackson. Add Saquon to that damn thing, see what happened to it.
I will say this.
Do the damn thing.
Swagoo, I'm going to say this to you.
Yeah.
We just talked about how Kansas City, no one can beat them, all of that. If the Ravens got Saquon Barkley, they would be the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, they'd be the favorite to win it.
Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely. Because of the dynamic playmaking of Saquon. Could you imagine that backfield? With him and Lamar?
It would be the biggest trade of the season. If any, better than what the Eagles just did, if they had that pickup, it would be the biggest trade of the season.
Talk to me about it. Like, what would make that so? What would it look like?
To their point, the zone read, right? The hesitation as Barkley is slow to the hole anyway. So as he's such a patient runner, as Lamar would ride that read and be able to see the end would have to commit.
Pick your poison.
Pick it one way or the other.
Yeah.
And then think about him in the screen game and the dump off game out of the backfield. He is electric with the ball in his hand.
With the way that Zay Flowers is playing and the receivers are playing right now, it really feels like, right now, it honestly feels like when the Ravens are on, that there is no answer for it.
Right.
You add somebody else like that can take a run play, 60 yards, it'll be a trouble.
I'm not going to be too dismissive of what they did to Detroit, bro.
Yeah.
Like Detroit was bullying people in line of scrimmage game. The Ravens looked like they were in another class than the Detroit Lions, which is very impressive, man.
So you do this trade for a second round pick to the Giants?
Sure.
I mean,
Today.
Done.
The Giants are going to get a third-round pick if Barkley leaves at the end of this season anyway.
Right.
So you have to offer them something more than that. If you're the Ravens, a second-round pick makes all the sense in the world. How about Devonte Adams? Who should call right now to the Raiders?
Well, the Chiefs should really be the call, but there's no way that the Raiders would trade somebody in the division. But I'm going to go Buffalo Bills. And think about, with Diggs the way he's playing, all of a sudden you put a second guy in there that can really elevate your game. The way that Adams plays the game, I mean, this guy takes the noise to the defense. And I just think his explosiveness with Josh Allen gives them a second layer of this offense, and they need some explosive plays in Buffalo because the run game hasn't caught up.
The Buffalo's a very old team, and it feels like the window is closing on them. If anybody needs to go all in, it's them. They've been struggling to find a second option, whether it be the running game, whether it be a tight end, whether it be another receiver. You got to find somebody after Stephon Diggs to take some of the pressure off.
Well, but that would be my question. Stephon Diggs always seems to be teetering on the edge of not getting enough balls thrown his way as it is. How do you think that would work if all of a sudden Devonte is?
Well, you'll find out if winning a championship is the most important thing. Sure.
That's what.
Look, Stephon is going to get his numbers. They'll throw it enough, but you'll find, like, this move is something Stephon Diggs should champion.
Yes.
Right? Like, give him more opportunities as well. It'll be more about quality over quantity in this particular situation. And to your point, Jeff, they are going to have to start putting points up. This defense is so compromised without Milano and Tre'Davious White. It's unfortunate for the Bills. Matt Milano was their most important player on defense. And to lose him, now you got to shift your way of thinking and say, look, we're going to try to put 40 on the board every time as opposed to stopping people.
And let me say this real quick. I played on a team with 2 Hall of Fame receivers, Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harris. I'm telling you, it benefits. Like, receivers talk about everybody gets it because you can throw it more because you can't double cover everybody, man. And you got good tight ends already in Buffalo. This thing would open up. It would be a huge addition for them.
One more quickly. Maybe Derrick Henry could be had for the right price. Who should be making that call, Swagger?
Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. And Himbo sent me something about Tony Pollard. He was averaging 6 in the fourth quarter, 6 yards a carry in the fourth quarter last year. It's down to 3. Look, we talked about, can the workload be his detriment? I think it is. I don't think the physical nature of what you need to do down in and down out, the way Mike McCarthy wants to play, he talked about it at the beginning of the season. You want to be able to close out games. Well, guess who closes out games?
Preach.
Derrick Henry, all right? And then, too, Dak has thrived more in his career with a physical back. I know, like, we go to Zeke, but think about how well this passing game was, how well the offensive line was when they had a hammer out of the backfield. I think he's a perfect fit and could take them to that equation of the top in the NFC.
Red zone problem solved. Red zone problem solved, right? We talk about like how they struggle to get it. You talk about guys and finishing plays, finishing drives, doing that. Derrick Henry walks in that building, all of a sudden everything is elevated and everything becomes easier for Dak in that tight red zone.
I'll say the same thing I said earlier about Saquon. That would change the balance of power. If you put Derrick Henry on the Cowboys, suddenly I think they become the team to beat in the NFC.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't go that far.
No?
Them boys up front in Philadelphia still be a problem.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry ain't bigger than Jalen Carter and Fletcher Cox.
But
I think
close.
it helps. I think it helps, but I do think that anybody you can add Derrick Henry, and it seems like the Titans are definitely in self.
I think about the. Oh, go ahead.
No, real quick.
I think about the point. Bringing Derrick Henry in changes the way defenses happen.
Exactly.
Which is the most important thing.
We're back on Get Up, and it is time for this morning's edition of Sound Off. You will hear interesting people saying interesting things. Let's start with Jerry Jones. After seeing the 49ers' recent struggles, Jerry thinks the Cowboys are capable of beating their rival. Bear in mind, they got smashed by them 3 weeks ago. But as you listen to Jerry here, I want you to consider, does he take a subtle shot at his own quarterback?
I would have liked to have played better against the 49ers and, of course, watched with interest this entire weekend's games, but certainly that one last night. And you see that it's a team step up there and play like Minnesota did, their quarterback did. But there can be had, the 49ers I'm talking about.
All right, Dominique, I mean, the way the quarterback played, the 49ers can be had. We lost to them 42-10. Talk to me.
Of course the 49ers can be had. It's the NFL. And also, like, Jerry just be talking, man. He just be saying words. He let them fall out, and we figure it out later. I mean, he's not taking a shot at the quarterback.
He's not?
No. The quarterback did play well last night. Like, I think that we can bend this into, he's picking on Dak because we're good at that. However, he's just saying what he saw, and he's right. Kirk Cousins played well. Dak didn't play well before. Dak has played well in the past. I think it's a bit of an overreaction to act like this is something.
Okay, Marcus, is it something or nothing?
Nothing, G.
Nothing?
No, G, you're not going to bait me into it.
Yeah, he tried.
You're not going to bait me into it. Here's the thing, though. I think what you take away from what you watch Minnesota do to San Francisco, and I think what Dallas did, Dallas played the 49ers with fear. That's how they called the game offensively. You look at what Justin Jefferson didn't play in this game.
Right.
And Kevin O'Connell said, look, man, Jordan Addison, you got to go, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we gonna push the ball downfield, and you got to go. I think if it's any shot that was taken from Jerry by making that statement, it's that mentally the San Francisco 49ers bind the Dallas Cowboys up when they play each other, and Minnesota wasn't bind up. They went to win the game as opposed to trying to stay in it until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Cousins lit it up. There's no doubt.
Played out of his mind.
Jerry, he played out of his mind. But to everybody's point, they have an interception that gets ripped out of the hand and go for a touchdown.
Yeah.
San Francisco's defense did not play well, missed a ton of tackles, got no pressure on Kirk Cousins. That was not the same look that Dak saw a few weeks ago.
All right, let's see if I can get anyone on this one. Aaron Rodgers, in his regular appearance on the Pat McAfee Show, did a little story time on how his rehab is going.
I'm not walking without a limp yet, but I was joking with my rehab folks and with Doc. When I was flying back for the game on the 15th, I had assumed that I'd left my crutches in the car. And by the time I got to the airport, there were no crutches in the car. And I felt like that was kind of a sign, like, okay, you're done with the crutches. So I haven't been on crutches since that day.
It was a sign. It was a sign, people. No crutches. Aaron's coming back. Everything is going well. What do you think of that, Jeff Saturday?
I like it, Green.
Come on, baby.
I told you. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. We're back. We're back. I don't know when, but we're back.
That man better get on his damn crutches and do what the doctor tell you to do. Ain't no sign because the crutches wasn't in the car. You sit your butt down until somebody go get you some crutches. You ain't magic.
All right, Mr. Pfizer. I'm not interested in any of that.
You're damn right.
Listen, I
got
have 3
Pfizer
words
and
for you.
Moderna.
Marcus, I got 3 words for you. He hath risen. I'm telling you right now. He's got Aaron. He's not human. He's
going to lose him.
He's coming
You
back.
about to lose Marcus. He almost
back.
left.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
No.
No.
Damn it, G. Damn it. I feel so bad for you.
Why?
You know what's happening to you right now?
What?
This was happening to
Tell me.
Okay. You come from a different place, right? We live across town from each other,
Yeah.
right? and we meet at school.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how we ended up at the same school, but we meet at school. Okay. And I'm telling you, I'm telling you, like, you go home and you like, Mom and Dad, I met a new friend. Like, he's a big black guy from the hood, and he's really cool, and we talking, right? And we get going. And then I make you believe that you can come to my house, and you can thrive in there. And you go outside and you start talking to my friends from where I'm from, like I talk to them. And then you get beat up. And then you realize we probably wasn't that good of a friend. That's what Aaron Rodgers is doing to you, G. You got to stop this, man. You got to live in Michael Greenberg's house, man. Don't let this man pull you in his house and get you beat up.
I want to be friends with your friends. I want to. I want to be your friends, and I want to befriend them. Okay.